Hey Narwhals, I'm your host Luke Narwhal, and today we'll be reading What is the worst diet advice you have ever received? If you're new here, tap that subscribe button below for more weight loss stories and to join our friendly community, the Narwhals. You binge on foods because they're scarce, special, and forbidden, and just fill your cupboards with lots of extra of your favorite binge foods. The craving to binge eat will evaporate when you give yourself permission to eat as much as you want of them. And that is not how it worked for me. Cleanse. You remember a couple years back when people were mixing, I think, water, lemon juice, cayenne pepper powder, and honey and consuming nothing but that for a week? My friend totally lost 6 pounds in 7 days doing that. He also fainted twice and gained all the weight back a week after he ended his cleanse. Yeah, I'll stick to chewing stuff. I've heard a ton of bogus claims over the years. Here are just a few. A friend in high school had a slightly tongue-in-cheek bit of advice that he himself would occasionally utilize. The dead diet. Don't eat anything diet. Really awful idea for obvious reasons. He never seemed to last long on it. He used to work at a grocery store with this middle-aged woman whose diet was essentially, I only eat at work with pickle juice. She would eat whatever she wanted on breaks, but when she went home, that was it. Most of these meals consisted of buying a jar of pickles, throwing away the pickles, and drinking the leftover juice. She was actually really skinny. Overall, weird experience. Would not recommend anyone tries this. My dad in the late 90s and early 2000s had a diet he described as, I overeat during dinner and eat normally for my other meals. I guess he thought it would do something to his metabolism, or I'm not really sure what he was thinking. Gain 50 pounds. And those claims that adding a single ingredient or supplement to your daily intake will do the trick. I've seen people insist that cinnamon, garlic, green tea, biotin, applesauce, and many other little things will somehow cause you to lose weight, without any mention of actual diet changes. Basically, anyone who claims that vegetarianism or veganism is the key to losing weight. Kudos to them for making what they believe to be a good ethical choice, but weight loss still isn't going to happen without a deficit, which has nothing to do with going veg. I think the worst has been, it doesn't matter how many calories you eat, it's what you eat. Basically the whole clean eating fad. I fell for it for ages, combined with eating 6 meals a day, and yes, I gained weight. I heard a lot of BS from a former colleague too. She was a vegan, paleo, gluten-free, no carbs, so I guess she wasn't eating anything. She was obsessed with telling everyone the dangers of eating before or after certain times, how gluten and soya was killing everyone, etc. She didn't believe in Seco. Rolls eyes forever. I had a coworker who goes with every fad diet imaginable, and because she has money, the more expensive and ludicrous, the better. She spent months trying to get me to do the HCG diet when that was the new thing. She was injecting herself on a regular basis and singing its praises. Because she always thought of herself as an authority on things, even when she was wrong, she was spewing a whole bunch of stuff that scientifically didn't make sense. I said to her that it sounds like it's just a really strong appetite suppressant that allows you to starve yourself without being hungry. Oh no, followed by another lecture on how it nourishes you too. Okay, a few months later, her hair started falling out, and she never mentioned this miracle again. It wasn't given to me, but I overheard coworkers talking about it. Eat whatever you want all day. Don't eat anything for 3 days, only water, and then eat all day again. Repeat forever until you lose the weight that you want. I've seen intermittent fasting that's a 36-hour fast, but then you return to the other IF methods after. Not starve yourself for 3 days at a time. Ridiculous to me. It really ruffles my feathers when people advise to not buy clothes that fit so that you'll be uncomfortable in your too small clothes and want to lose weight. The only thing that does for me is make me feel bad about myself and look unprofessional at work. I went consignment shopping and bought a ton of new work clothes that fit, even though I'm not happy with my weight, and I felt like $1,000,000. I felt like I was a capable adult and I could do anything. And that's a wonderful headspace to be in to diet, and I've been losing steadily ever since. Honestly, worth every penny for clothes that won't fit me for long. My mother, but maple syrup is low fat. Yup. Although, on a more serious note, I do not appreciate when I say I can't eat something with friends and they ask why. I say I'm trying to lose weight, and they say how they just don't eat bad things and that works for them, so that should work for me. Yup, dude, how do you think I got to this place? That didn't work for me. Eat whole grain when I have a gluten intolerance and general grain intolerance. Only safe thing I can eat is rice with the rare occasion of corn and potato. Raspberry ketones. Seriously? Low fat and non-fat are the only way you will lose weight. Thanks, but I need to be able to digest certain vitamins. You need to be eating as much dark leafy greens as you can. They are so good for you. The discomfort you are feeling is just your body adjusting to the extra fiber and nutrients. Never mind my extreme IBS that won't let me eat stuff like that. It doesn't need an adjustment period. Go vegan, since there's so many foods you already can't eat and that diet is already restrictive. I don't think that's how a vegan diet works. I have more, but I can't remember them. I'm actually still trying to find a diet and lifestyle that works for me. I'm currently battling food sensitivities due to inflammation, so I have to wait until it goes away to properly assess what I can and cannot eat. Honestly, to stop eating carbs, including vegetables. I understand the high protein rationale and I understand cutting refined carbs, but it can't possibly be nutritionally sustainable to eat no plants whatsoever. In addition, a lot of veggies have a negligible amount of calories and can really fill you up. And cutting out donuts and sugar balls is a lot different from cutting out broccoli and spinach, even though both have carbs. Don't cut calories, you'll crash your metabolism. While there may be some truth to this in extreme cases, it's awful advice for most people. Eating 1600 calories a day instead of 2500 plus has not affected my energy levels at all. In fact, they've improved as I've lost weight, and my weight loss has remained steady and predictable, which means that my basal metabolic rate isn't magically lowering itself to nothing. Slimming world. Fill 1/3 of the plate with veggies, eat as much rice, pasta, potatoes as you want, plus everything else except bread, cheese, and some dairy. Everything should be low fat. Okay, I suck at counting calories, but surely unlimited food, no matter how low in fat, is not conducive to creating a calorie deficit. My mother told me that we all need to eat more fish instead of red meat, since that's what her doctor told her. She purchased multiple packs of frozen fish sticks and tried to get me to eat them for dinner. I get an annual cholesterol screening at work each year. One year I screwed up and ate a huge dinner before my 12-hour fast, and I came up with high cholesterol. I knew it was a fluke, but the nurse wouldn't let me redo the test, which meant I had to agree to counseling or pay $500 more for my annual health insurance premium. So I agreed, and I have a master's degree in public health, so I know exactly how this goes. And dude calls me up and I tell him about what happened. I tell him that I'm a vegan and I don't have high cholesterol, and if he looks at my past records, he can see that there's no dangerous trend going on. But he has to do the same script anyway and suggests I start eating more fish to lower my cholesterol. I'm not sure how much you guys know about cholesterol in food, but it's only present in food that comes from animals. The only way to actually have high cholesterol is to have a genetic predisposition, eat too much saturated fat, or eat too much food with cholesterol in it. So this guy suggests I move from eating food that has no cholesterol in it to food with cholesterol in it, and to help my cholesterol. WTF. The worst advice I received was from people, mostly obese women, who told me that I could never lose weight because I was an older woman who was perimenopausal, had a chronic medical condition, was on medication that made it impossible to lose weight. No one can lose weight because the studies have shown that no one can ever maintain fat loss. No one can lose weight because you either have to starve and then you go into starvation mode and exercise all day long to lose even a little weight. I was as beautiful as I was, so why bother? Luckily, I did not listen to this sort of thing, and as of today, I'm only 9 pounds from a normal BMI. And that brings us to the featured narwhals of the day from our Reddit community. To join our Reddit community, just open the description below. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more weight loss stories, and to join our friendly community, the Narwhals. Fiber None says, 2 months of Seco and intermittent fasting equals 20 pounds lost, halfway there. Starting weight 175, current weight 155, and goal weight 135 pounds, 5'6". Ellie says, non-scale victory, being able to fit my hand into the narrow milk frother when washing it. A Need for the Win says, exactly 1 year and 23 pounds difference. Kinda ironic that the year I finally achieved my goals, there's nowhere to go to show my body off. And thanks for sharing, featured narwhals. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe for more weight loss stories and to join our friendly community, the Narwhals. And thanks for watching, narwhals, and I'll see you in the next one.